MDY Puppet Theater presents Sign of the Beaver.
It was spring 1867, and now that 12-year-old Matt and his father and their family in the Maine wilderness, father must travel to bring the rest of the family. It's very important to his father. He would have to take good care of it.
Now you'll be the one who needs it.
Thank you. I'm gonna miss you.
Don't lose track of the weeks.
It's gonna be hard when you're all alone.
Just make 1 hour per day. Do 7-6. When 7-6 are done, it should be around August, and I should be back.
The next couple of days, Matt thought it was pleasant living alone. He did all of his chores as told. Matt filled in the spaces between the logs with the clay from the creek bank. He chopped, tended to the corn patch, and took care of the house. It was the end of a long day when Matt was cooking his dinner, and he
Huh? If it's not my father, then who is it? Hello. Nice place you got here. You're all alone? My father's away. Will he be back soon? Yeah, anytime now. He went to the river to get supplies. He might be back tonight. When I saw you coming, I thought it was him. Guess I surprised you, guessing you don't get much company way off here. No, not really. Don't make supper since you don't get a lot of visitors.
Matt remembered his manners.
Of course, come in, sir. Ben's the name. You might have heard of me in the river town. We didn't stay in the town very soon. More folks coming all the time. That was mighty good son, got to back. Pity, can't be helped.
They were sat at the dinner table while they ate.
Are you traveling to the river? Not likely. I'm trying to stay as far off from the river as I can till things quiet down. The truth is, I got away from the town just in time. There weren't anything they could prove, but they had it in for me. I'm to settle with the Redskins. You mean you're going to live with the Indians? Could do worse. I could bed down about anywhere. Pity me like this need tobacco to settle in with the food. When I was about your age, I would spend my whole winter with the Indians. Hunt with them, trap with them, but this country ain't the same. You gotta go west to get decent trapping.
The Indians still hunt here, don't they?
The Indians cleared out of these parts. Most of them were killed in the wars and other died of sicknesses. A deal of them moved to Canada.
Where do they live?
Roundabout. They make small camps for a while and they move on. The Penobscots stick like birds. Won't give up. They will still hunt and trap. No way to stop them. You've never seen any of them?
My father did once. Do they speak English?
Enough to get what they want. You've got to know how to handle them. They'll stay for the summer and then go over the big hunt. Them hunts ain't nothing like nowadays. This is all they have.
Ben went on and on about the big moose hunts of the Indians and the French war against the Indians, telling how he was always the hero on the Indian side. Matt was thinking he could sure tell a good story. Ben fell asleep that night and Matt went to clean up. The lights goes out and he's thinking about Ben.
He seemed like a harmless. To be honest, I enjoyed the company. Why did he leave that town on the river so easily? Was he dangerous? A murderer? Should I get the rifle?
Keep his eyes open, but when he woke up, he saw it was daytime and Ben was gone.
Maybe he stepped outside, or maybe he left because he thought my father was coming. I should have not lied. I should have held the rifle in my hands. What would Pa say?
It was a hard day for Matt to resist the feeling of shooting an animal, but he knew that he could fish.
When is Pa coming home? I've been counting the days, and I only have two or three more sticks.
Matt had been fishing all day. Suddenly he heard a cracking in the bush.
Why is the door swinging open at a crazy angle? What happened?
Matt ran to the house and he dropped the fish when he saw the house.
Ben must have come back. But wait, Ben is too fond of food to waste it. It must have been the Indians. No human being would waste food like this.
Matt remembered the swishing of the trees and thought it must have been a bear. Matt knew nothing could be done anymore, so he started brushing the flour off the floor. After some time, Matt got really hungry and remembered the fish he had caught.
I can't starve if I have my fishing rod with me, but I don't have any more salt.
Matt kept thinking he could only eat fish. He decided to go and get some honey. He walked to a tree and he climbed up. He had sticks in hand, and suddenly bees started to attack. He fell on the floor. Bees were swarming. Suddenly he jumped into the lake. He couldn't breathe. Matt woke up in his bed where Saturnus was standing next to him.
Don't move. Needle poisons must get out.
Matt was so confused that he wasn't sure what to do, but he was too weak to move, so he just fell asleep.
Where am I?
Just take this medicine.
Ew, this is disgusting.
White man leave you here? Only. Ouch! Is it broken? Doing sleep now. Not need medicine more.
Table. It was a wooden bowl of stewing cornbread. The next day, Sackness brought the boy with him.
This grandson Etienne maybe seen winter as white boy.
Sackness held up 10 fingers, then 4 more.
I'm 13.
The next day, Sackness and Etienne came back to Matt's cabin. Sackness noticed that Matt had only 1 boot.
No boot. Fell off in the mud when I ran.
3 days later, Sackness brought Matt new moccasins.
Beaver women make better than white man's boot. White boys say.
Matt put on the moccasins and they did feel better, much better. Matt felt ashamed. Sackness saved his life, brought him food and a crutch and new moccasins. He wanted to give something in return. He looked around the cabin and saw 2 books on the shelf. He took one of the books and held it out to Sackness. It was Robinson Crusoe. Sackness just stared at it.
It's a gift for you.
Sackness just curiously stared at it.
White
Then
boy
Matt realized he couldn't read.
White boy read? Yes, I can read. Good. Sackness make treaty. Etienne hunt and bring white boy food, and white boy teach Etienne to read.
Etienne was very angry.
Dad, no.
When more white men come, they tell Indian to make treaty with paper with signs. Etienne put mark on paper, then white man, and Etienne learned to read white man sign and not give away Indian land.
B for a bone he saw lying on the table. C for candle. D for door. That was the perfect word for Etienne, and he would walk out of it long before they got to the letter D. Matt prepared a classroom. He put 2 stools together and put Robinson Crusoe on the table. He tore off a piece of wood and waited. Etienne came in swinging a rabbit and put it on the table.
Thank you. That's a big one. I won't need anything else for a few days. Sit here.
Etienne frowned when Matt sat next to him. He didn't like when Matt sat so close.
This is the first letter.
Matt drew the letter A on the wood.
A for arm.
Matt repeated that a couple of times and pointed to his arm. Then he pulled out Robinson Crusoe.
All right, now let's find all the A's on this page. Show me one.
Etienne put his finger on the letter A.
It's great. Find another.
White man's book foolish. Right arm, all over paper.
Matt was puzzled.
Hundreds of other words start with the letter A or even have an A in them, and there are 25 more letters.
How long did Etienne learn signs in book?
It will take some time. There's a lot of words in this book.
1 moon?
1 month? No way. It might even take a year.
Etienne knocked the book off the table, and before Matt could speak, Etienne was gone.
Well, guessing that's the end of the lesson.
Carefully, Matt began to skin the rabbit. Matt was sorry that Etienne won't be coming again. But when Etienne walked in, he didn't know whether to be annoyed or relieved. He decided to continue on with the reading lessons, but he would skip the letter B because Etienne won't understand it. Maybe he would try something else.
This book is a story, not a treaty. It's about a man who gets shipwrecked. I'll read it to you.
Matt decided to read an exciting part, so he skipped to the big storm and started reading, but Etienne didn't look interested.
Gets better as you read on.
Matt began reading again.
White man get out of water?
Yes. Should we continue now?
I go now. Come back tomorrow.
The next day, Matt had the book open to the part he wanted to read.
This is after the storm. Robinson Crusoe is on land, and he sees a part of his ship didn't sink yet, so he went to get some of his things.
White man not smart like Indian. Indian not need things from ship. Indian make all things.
Matt got upset and put the book down. He continued with the alphabet and drew the letter B. After Etienne left, Matt thought about Robinson Crusoe and all of the useful things he found on his ship. He found nails, bullets, and more supplies. No wonder it sounded wrong to an Indian. Robinson Crusoe lived like a king on the desert island. A few mornings later, after the lesson, Matt decided to ask Etienne some questions.
How do you kill that rabbit? There wasn't even a bullet hole in it.
Indian not use bullet for rabbit.
Well, then how'd you kill it?
Etienne show. Come now.
Matt was confused but followed Etienne. Etienne started to make a snare.
Rabbit run into trap.
Golly, I don't think to make a snare, especially without a string or a wire.
Make more.
Matt somehow managed to make 2 more snares. He wasn't proud of them. They weren't as good as Etienne's, but they were decent. The next morning, he showed Etienne some of his own traps. Etienne wasn't impressed. Matt knew his traps looked childish to Etienne. The next day, Matt was happy to see a bird caught in his trap. He started to remake the snare.
No, never do that.
You don't have to keep bringing me food. I can catch my own.
Despite that, Etienne continued to bring Matt food. Matt also stuck to the plan. He helped Etienne learn to read. Etienne was doing good but wasn't interested. It was nonsense to him. They continued on with Robinson Crusoe. Etienne was enjoying the story. Matt skipped over the boring parts. Matt read on. This passage was talking about Robinson Crusoe and how he saved a man's life. The man was grateful and kneeled to him. Etienne jumped when he heard this.
No, never do that.
Never do what?
Never kneel down to one man.
But Robinson Crusoe saved his life.
Never kneel down, not be slave. Better to die.
Etienne stormed out of the cabin. Matt didn't think that Etienne would return. He thought the story over. Matt thought that it was natural for the wild man to be a slave. Was there another reason Etienne got mad? This troubled Matt. The next day, when Etienne walked into the cabin, Matt was relieved. Last night, Matt thought carefully about what he was going to say to Etienne.
The book is different now. Robinson Crusoe named the man Friday. Friday doesn't kneel anymore. He's not a slave. And now they're friends and they share everything.
Matt began reading. Then after they were done, Matt closed the book.
You like go fish?
Matt was very surprised.
Sure would.
Matt took his fishing pole and he and Etienne walked to a creek.
Hey, wait up, Etienne. Where are we going?
Matt took his fishing pole and then he and Etienne walked to a creek. Etienne broke off the sapling and made it a spear with his knife. Then he stepped into the stream.
Too small.
A few moments later, Etienne caught another fish and decided to keep it.
Do same.
Etienne gave Matt the spear. Matt stepped into the water. When he saw a fish, he tried to get it, but he slipped and fell into the water. When he looked at Etienne, he was smiling. Matt took his fishing pole and put a worm on it.
I'll do it my way.
He put the line in the water and waited until he felt a tug on the line. He pulled it up and the hook was gone.
Fish broke line. Make new hook.
Etienne took a branch and made it into a hook and tied it to Matt's line.
Put 2 worms.
Matt put 2 worms on the hook and put it in the water. He waited a while, then a fish tugged on the line. Matt pulled it up.
Good. Big.
He swallowed the whole hook.
Make new hook. Make many hooks.
Matt never had to worry anymore about losing hooks. He can always make new ones wherever he was. Etienne proved that Matt didn't always have to depend on white man's tools. Matt and Etienne got hungry. Etienne found a stone and stroked it with his knife. By doing that, he started a fire.
Get fish ready.
Matt didn't like the tone of his voice, but he did as he was told. He removed the bones and gutted the fish. He wondered how the cooking would turn out. Etienne made 2 skewers out of branches and attached the fish to the skewers. He gave one of them to Matt and roasted them over the fire.
Wow, that was the best fish I ever ate.
Good.
What did you tell that fish you threw back?
I tell him not to tell other fish. Not scare away.
You think the fish could understand?
Fish know many things.
Well, looks like it worked. At least other fish came along.
A wide grin spread across Etienne's face. It was the first time Matt had seen him smile.
Etienne comes with his dog to Matt.
What's his name?
No name.
How do you draw his attention?
Him my dog. Him come. Him good for nothing. No good for huh? Him fight anything.
They saw a bunch of branches piled up on a pond.
It's a beaver dam, the first one I've ever seen.
There, beaver wigwam.
I wish I had my rifle right now.
Not shoot. Not white man. Not Indian. Young beaver not ready. Look, there's a sign on the tree, belong to family. Sign show beaver house, belong to people of beaver. Show we the cabin.
On the way, Etienne makes signs in the forest.
Always make sign to tell way. Matt must learn. Don't get lost in forest.
Of course, my father always carves into the tree with his knife to show the way.
That white man's way. Indian not want to show where he go.
Etienne shows Matt another food found in the forest, and they both ate it on the way home. Etienne has taught Matt another secret of the forest.
You know.
This iron trap, Indian not use iron trap. Iron trap to hunt for him. White man not know how to hide.
The boys watched as the fox bit off his foot to escape. Matt started to feel bad for the fox.
This is a cruel way to treat animals.
My grandfather not allow Indian to buy iron trap.
Matt didn't understand the Indian code, that they would leave an animal to suffer because of a sign, but at this point, Etienne helped him learn many new skills. Matt also noticed that Etienne had learned from him more English and he spoke English a little clearer. In return, Matt would learn Indian words. In the end, all those lessons were useful. Matt wanted a bow so he could hunt food instead of always eating fish. Matt knew how to shoot a bow because he played with them when he was younger. How could he have known that someday he would have need of such a skill? So Matt made his own bow from branches.
Not good wood, I got better.
Etienne was giving Matt specific instructions to make a bow. Matt starts to work quickly.
Slow. Knife take off wood too fast. Indian use stone.
Matt shaves the branch slowly to make it thin.
Done.
Not smooth enough.
Matt works to make it even smoother.
Now am I done?
Still not smooth enough. Needs to feel like animal bone.
Matt finally made the branch smooth enough.
Need bear fat now. Rub on bow. Help make good shape.
Matt tried to bend the wood, but it was very stiff. Slowly it bent until the string slipped over the notch at the other end. The beautiful bow was finished.
Shoot very good. One day make better. Indian take long time. Leave wood many days till ready.
Matt tries to shoot the arrow, but it's not going into the target. Through his practice every day, Matt got better and better at aiming the bow to the target.
Very good. Almost at target.
Go.
Too bad. I tell stories to brother every night. They like.
This is even better than Robinson Crusoe.
Matt told stories to Etienne from the Bible. While Matt and Etienne were in the forest, they saw a female bear with a cub. Etienne was speaking to the bear and Matt had no idea what he was saying, but he was also very frightened.
Quabbit is what blah blah blah.
What were you saying?
I tell bear I don't want to kill. Indian not kill she bear with cub. I tell bear we do not come here to hunt.
But it might have killed us both.
Maybe. I ask bear forgive that I must kill.
Well, I'm thankful that you did. You killed him.
Bear good for eat. Belong to squaw.
You mean a squaw is going to carry that heavy thing?
Cut up meat. Then carry.
Matt realized that Indians did not kill for sport, they kill for food. Matt was hoping he would get a part of the meat.
He could not think of any work to do. He felt restless, still excited about killing the bear. The stranger is at the edge recognizes him as 18 with paint on his face.
I was just you, 18. I did not recognize you with all that war paint from Bear Kill. My Indian village has celebration tonight. All Indians come together to celebrate. My grandfather sacrificed that you come since you helped kill bear. He appreciate it very much. By God, I would love to come visit your village. I've never been to an Indian village before. I've always wondered what an Indian village is like. Are we going to leave now? We're going now, wrong way. Follow me. We take quick way.
The two boys hastily went through the forest, dodging trees, rocks, and other obstacles. They crossed the river with an Indian canoe until they arrived at a brightly illuminated Indian village filled with dancing Indians.
Quack, white boy, welcome to village.
Matt and the Indians danced and enjoyed themselves at the celebration. They're having a great time. Breath and cannot dance anymore, and then they started to eat.
Here, you eat bear stew. Thank you. Wow, this is delicious. Never tasted before. Why aren't you eating any stew? I killed a bear. I not eat anything I killed. It way of tribe. Well, now I understand. I really should go to sleep now.
Matt drouses off and Etienne takes him to a wigwam. Matt wakes up. As he walks out of the wigwam, a bunch of little children crowded around him.
Quack. You sleep much from eat bear stew.
As the boys walk through the village, Matt keeps stopping to watch what the squaws are doing to see if it would help him with his cabin.
Where are the men from last night? Gone. Went hunt here. Why didn't you go with them in the hunt? I not have gun.
Oh, but thanks for inviting me to your village. It was a great experience and I'd love to come back.
My grandmother not want you.
Why not?
My grandmother fear all white men.
Something ever happened between your family and white men that made your grandmother hate them?
White men told my mother.
What happened?
My mother hears screaming in village. She goes see what happened. White men were going in house of Indian and taking their things. My mother going to stop white men. They shoot her.
Is your father still alive?
My father go look for mother and white men shoot him.
I'm really sorry to hear that, but not all white men are like that. I really should get going now.
Okay, I go now.
The next few days, Matt waited to see.
What kind of thing?
He teach me how to shoot while run.
When is... Hello.
I go find my Manitou. Maybe you call.
What you?
There he goes.
One morning, Matt was waiting and looking into the forest. He saw Sackness and 18 coming. They arrived without smiles on their faces.
You've got a gun.
My grandfather traded many beaver skin.
Time of days gets shorter, soon all water turns to ice.
I know, winter's starting.
Indians travel north now to hunt. All Indians come. 18 not come to white boy anymore to learn signs. Maybe white father not come.
Matt began to feel very angry at what Sackness said to him.
Of course he'll come. He might even come today.
White boy not safe here. White boy come with Indians. Indians teach white boy to hunt moose. White boy and 18 be like brother.
Matt has a tough decision to make. Is he going to go with the Indians or wait for his family?
Thank you, but I must wait for my family.
Maybe they not come.
I know they're going to come.
White boy, good son, but better you come.
You've been good to me, but I must stay here and wait.
Young man fool, must come.
No, I must stay and wait for my family.
Finally, Sackness stopped trying to convince Matt to come with them and shook Matt's hand to say goodbye. 18 didn't say goodbye to Matt. Every morning, Matt kept an eye out for 18. 4 days has passed, and he decided to go look for 18 in the woods. Matt saw 18 walking through the woods and went to greet him.
You think different? You come with us?
No.
Matt said unhappily.
I understand. My grandfather understands too. I do the same for my father if he's... My grandfather send you a gift.
Matt unwrapped the parishes.
Tell your grandmother when you come back, I'll gather more sap for her.
Not come back. Not live in the village again. Our people find new hunting soon. Cut this. Plant corn for my people hunt.
Grandfather wants you to learn to read. I haven't been much of a teacher, but when my family comes, it would be different. My mother will teach you how to read and write too.
Before I read, my grandfather mighty hunter, my father mighty hunter. They not read.
Your grandfather wants you to be able to read treaties.
We go far away. More white men not need to sign paper.
My father owns this land. He built this cabin here. Did it once belong to your grandfather?
How does one man own ground?
He bought this land.
I don't understand. Then like air for all people to live.
Matt decided to change the topic because 18 was making a good point.
Where will you go?
My grandfather say, much forest where sun go down. White man not come so far.
Matt thought, to the west. He heard his father talking and there would be white men there too. Can you tell 18?
I give you gift. Dog like you. I tell him to stay with you.
You mean you're not taking him with you?
Not good for hunt. Walk slow now. Good for stay here, white brother.
Matt didn't know what to do. He couldn't believe what 18 had said. What should Matt give to 18? Robinson Crusoe? He can't give that to someone who couldn't read.
Wait here.
Matt went in his cabin and took down a tin box. The watch was ticking away.
Fine gift.
I have a gift for you. It tells the time of day. I'll show you how to wind it up.
It's a fine gift.
18 put the watch in his pouch carefully.
Your father comes soon.
I hope you get the biggest moose in Maine.
18 went back into the forest and the dog followed him. 18 told the dog to go to Matt. The dog went to Matt and was gone. As days went by, Matt was continuously doing work. He was growing crops and stacking logs. He was always thinking about his family, on how Sarah was always laughing, and so to his mother baking. He was gathering fruit for his family and hoping his mother would come and make the fruit sweet with the sugar. He went out looking for animals, but there was nothing to hunt, and when there were animals, like squirrels, they were too fast for him to catch. Matt was successfully using his tips from 18 to make clothing from animals to keep him warm during the winter. His favorite achievement of all was his fur hat. 18 taught Matt how to make traps to catch animals, so Matt decided one day to make a small trap for himself. When he caught an animal smaller than an eider, he thought there was something else. Maybe a fisherman? but there was no fisherman. More and more, Matt missed his family and hoped one day they would come. Matt was preparing for the winter and talking to his new dog.
It's going to snow.
Matt stared at the sky, waiting for snow to fall.
It's almost Christmas time.
Matt thought about the last Christmas he had with his family. The heavy snow was coming. Matt walked into his house with his dog. When Matt woke up, he was alarmed that he couldn't open the door because of the amount of snow outside. Now Matt could finally make use of his snowshoes, which were given to him as a gift from Adrian. Matt walked into the lake and got a sense of freedom because he's not afraid of the winter. Matt returned to his cabin and read Robinson Crusoe for the first time in weeks. 3 days later, it began to snow again, and Matt had just gathered firewood to draw inside. Matt heard his dog barking. He went to see what the problem was, and he saw a figure in the distance. Matt realized it was Stanley.
Pa! Pa!
His father and his family bent over to hug him. The dog was still barking at him.
Quiet! This is my family. They're actually here. What took you so long? My 7-6 ended ages ago.
I was bound to get here before Christmas.
It was the
Oh,
typhus.
Matt, you're safe.
It was the typhus. We all came down with it. Your mom took it worse.
It wasn't so bad here. I had the Indians.
Indians, are they here?
They're gone now, but they helped me a lot. The baby, did you leave it back?
The little one only had 5 days. Don't mention it to your mom. I'm proud of you, son.
That's the funniest looking dog I ever saw.
Matt couldn't get over how much older Sarah looked the same person. Matt's mother was complimenting the house on how well he kept it.
All this food? I've been feared you were starving.
Matt was happy his mother was here. He missed her a lot.
There's jerky for supper. I try not to eat too much of it. You can make pretty good stew with that and pumpkin. Salt will help if you brought any.
Matt was starting to talk, and his mother stopped him and hugged him.
I want to look at you. You're different.
Matt gave her a quick hug.
Many people from the country are moving here.
Matt thought that it would be different and it would take him time to get used to. Then he remembered 18.
So, Matt, tell me about what you did when they were gone.
Oh, well, I fished, I hunted, and planted crops.
You killed? How?
I learned how to make bows, arrows, and spears.
Who taught you this?
My Indian friend 18.